How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Invest in Wealth channel. Today's video, we are going to be doing a portfolio update. It has been a while, so in this video, we are going to go over all my holdings in my portfolio. We're going to jump into the returns of my accounts. Then I'm going to discuss some stats and the future goals with my portfolio. So without further ado, let's get right into what makes up my $181,715 stock portfolio here at Wealthsimple. So first things first, our accounts. We're sitting on a bit of cash. This is mainly for my reoccurring buys that I do. I have daily buys set up right now that we are going to talk about a little bit later in this video. We do have our tax-free savings account, which is maxed out. That's sitting at $42,000. We're up 35% all time. Then we have our first home savings account sitting at $17,800. We're up about 11.5%. Then we have our small RSP sitting at $12,000. We're up about 30% all time, mainly holding tech stocks in that. Then we do have our largest account, which is the non-registered, sitting at $104,000, up 11.34% all time. Then we have a couple other accounts here, crypto and a small non-registered. Won't get into that in this video. We'll just stick to the stocks and ETFs. But let's check out our holdings. We're going to be looking at the highest value here. So our largest position in this portfolio is TXF. This is a tech covered call ETF. So we get that growth that the US tech stocks bring, as well as that nice yield because it is a covered call ETF. Just under 40,000 in value. We're up about $10,000 or 34%. Second largest position here, we have Enbridge. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with this. We're about break even on Enbridge, 495 shares, total value just under 25,000. Nice yield as well with Enbridge. That gives us a lot of dividend income to our portfolio. Then we have VFV, another core holding in this portfolio here. So this is the S&P 500 index. Total value 23,000. We're up about 13%. Continuously buying. This is one of my daily reoccurring buys. So every day I buy $12.50 of VFV. Moving along, we have Bank of Nova Scotia. Total value $16,300. We are down on Bank of Nova Scotia, hoping the Canadian banks will bounce back, hopefully in the second half of this year. Cross our fingers, rates will go down in June with the Bank of Canada decision. But if it doesn't, we are still collecting a nice yield on Bank of Nova Scotia. Next, we have Pembina Pipeline Corporation, one of the first stocks I have purchased in this portfolio. We have about 275 shares, so about $13,000 worth. We're up a nice 25%. When I was buying Pembina Pipeline, their yield was around 7.5%. So that brings us some nice dividend income in our portfolio. Today it's sitting at about 5.5% yield. Next, we have our REIT. This is the only REIT I own in this portfolio. I like Allied Properties because I do believe the dividend is very safe and it will not be cut. Total value $10,620. We are down quite a bit on Allied Properties, but I'm not too worried. I do believe REITs will bounce back once interest rates start to be lowered. Next up, we have TD Bank. This one took a massive hit today due to some money laundering regulations that the bank is facing currently. but our total value 8,600. We are down quite a bit as well. This is the largest loss for any of the Canadian banks I own in this portfolio. Next up, we have Bell or BCE. Total value 5,000. We are down as well. Telecom sector normally does struggle in high interest rate environment. I'm not looking to really add or sell this position here. Just gonna kind of ride it out and collect the nice dividend on that. Next up, we do have RY, Royal Bank of Canada. We have 38 shares or $5,200 worth. We're up 13%. This is by far the best performing bank in Canada. I do believe heavily in Royal Bank for the long term. Next up, we have CNR, about $4,900 worth. We're up about 10%. I did recently sell CP. I do prefer CNR for the long term. Next up, we do have Apple, smaller position here because TXF does have a big makeup in Apple, and so does VFV. But I do own 20 individual shares. We're up about 4%. Apple did release its earnings recently, so the stock is up about 6% today. Moving along, another covered call ETF, HYLD. I mainly just hold this for a bit of monthly income. 250 shares or $3,200. We're up 7.74%. Moving along to another daily buy, we do have XEC. So this is the emerging markets ETF. It's heavy on the Chinese markets, which have been doing well recently. I do see a lot of value there. Just under 100 shares or $2,800. We're up 8%. This is another one that I do have a recurring daily buy on. It is $5 a day that I am investing into XEC. Next up is XSU. So this is a small cap ETF, Canadian hedged. This is another daily buy. So every day, $7.50 goes towards purchasing XSU. About $2,700 in value, and we are about break even, but that's one that I am regularly buying every day with the reoccurring buy. Then we have ZWC. I own this in my first home savings account just to mitigate a bit of risk there. Not very volatile, and it does bring in some nice income since it is a covered call. We have about $2,500 worth, and we're about break even on that. Next up, we have XFH. This is another emerging markets international fund. We have about $2,500 worth. We're up 5%, and this is another ETF that I am putting in $10 reoccurring buy every day. Then we have Canadian Utilities, small position here, 75 shares or $2,200. We're up about 3%. And then we have XDGH. So this is a global quality dividend index ETF. I hold this in my tax-free savings account. Just kind of gives me some global dividends. About 60% of this ETF is in US companies. The other 40 is global. Do have a bit of crypto here. Solana I've done very well on. I've sold most of my position, made a nice profit on that. We do have a small position in Microsoft, a small position in this gold producer yield maximizer ETF. Gives us some monthly income. Small position in Tesla, and then a couple of other cryptos that we won't talk about too much. Let's go ahead and kind of see how my accounts have been doing the past 3 months and the past year or so. So we're going to start off with the tax-free. In the past month, we are down just about 1%. Past 3 months, we are up 3%. In the last year, we are up 20%. So that is fantastic to see. Let's take a look at the First Home Savings Account. Past month, we are down 1.31%. Past 3 months, we are up 5%. And in the last year, we are up 11.5%. Let's quickly go through my holdings there if you'd like to see. Moving along, we are going to look at the RRSP. This one, I don't really look at this account too much, but in the last month, we are down 2%. Last 3 months, up about 3%. And in the last year, we're up about 35%. Not too many holdings here. I didn't show you what I was holding in my tax-free, so I'll just quickly go to that if you're curious. And lastly, we are going to take a look at the non-registered, the main account here. So in the last month, we are down about 0.75%. Last 3 months, we are up about 1%. And in the last year, we are up 6.5%. Just go through my holdings here. All right. So kind of my main goal with this portfolio, I'm really wanting to increase my positions in VFV, make that hopefully my biggest holding sometime soon. Doing the reoccurring buys on VFV, my portfolio generates about $10,000 in dividend income per year. So most of that will be going towards purchasing VFV, not really adding into any more Canadian dividend stocks, more going to focus on my international or global ETFs like XEC, XFH, really looking to make those some core holdings. I'm trying to kind of shift my portfolio from dividends to growth. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with my portfolio. It is decent returns here. Last year, we're up about 15%. Last 6 months, about 13%. Last 3 months, 3%. This month, not doing too good, but down about 1.2%. Really looking forward to how the markets are going to react if Canada lowers its rates in June. So that'll be exciting to see. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'm very happy to answer anything you'd like to know. But other than that, I just want to make a quick video here kind of showcasing my portfolio. I'll be making more updates soon. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but I'll be back uploading regularly for you guys. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.